Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of my two Satoshis. It is June 5th, 2019. Shout out to my man Samba Man for the song request for today, Pretenders, Brass in Pocket. Never heard this joint here, but we're gonna rock out to this. Sounds like some 80s pop rock. Thanks, Samba Man, for the song request. What's good, people? Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to another episode. And today we're going to look at 3 articles curated earlier this morning. One being an article, actually it's a trifecta. All 3 articles are out of CCN today. But this one, again, continues a narrative that I've been talking about, guys. And that is about drawing the line with compliance, or trying to comply with what the governments want as far as Bitcoin cryptocurrencies go. Vancouver, I don't know, many of you may not know, but Vancouver was the first place that a Bitcoin ATM was placed in the world. But it looks like this city might be banning all 76 crypto vending machines soon. And my assumption, I haven't read this yet, but my assumption is because of, anonymity. No, you don't have to necessarily have AML, KYC under a certain amount. So, the governments want to track down and get a hold on everyone who has cryptocurrencies. Not a good thing. Again, if we continue to comply, it's going to squeeze us to the point where there's no anonymity, there's no freedom with this Bitcoin. They're going to lock down all on-ramps, and for sure lock down any off-ramps from crypto to back to fiat. So we gotta really start becoming aware of what's going on here, people. It was a good response from, I think his name is Johnny Crypto on Twitter yesterday, and he's saying you have to go this route before we could go back the other way, essentially, is what I grabbed from his video. But it never works that way. If we go AML, there's no way of reversing that. Once you go down that path with the government agencies, you're stuck. There's no way you're going to reverse that. So you have to put up a fight out the gate, in my opinion. How that happens, I don't know. I'm not saying I have the answer. I'm just telling you what the problem is, and we need to find an answer or solution to this. The second article is also out of CCN, as I stated. China trade war will boost Bitcoin price to 20,000, analyst says. I have to disagree, but we'll take a look at what this analyst is saying. I'm going to give you my 2 Satoshis on that. Thirdly, most blockchains will need replacing in a couple of years, this report says. We'll take a look at this. This caught my attention because I actually agree with this. And let's see what the Gartner report says about that. But before we get started, just want to give a shout out to my channel sponsors. We've got moonlambotees.com. Check them out. If you want to save 25%, you can use the promo code CryptoBlood25. And also smartcash.cc, voted #1 crypto in Brazil in 2018. They have faster than Visa and MasterCard transactions. No processing fees either. It is very fast. Check them out if you're interested. They're trying to move out of Brazil and into new demographics, US, Asia, UK, all those areas. So check them out as well, smartcash.cc. And there's one more slot available, guys, if you're interested in advertising on Crypto Blood's channel. 15, 30, and 60 episode packages. Hit me up at ads@cryptoblood.io for more details on that. So let's go ahead and get into the heat map. As you can see here, Bitcoin is down 2% now, down 2% today. Ethereum's down 1.5%. BSV down 7%. But that thing was on a rip, man. I'm not going to lie. EOS down heavily as well, down 5% to $6.30. Glad I took profit on that after the news. I'm looking to get back in. I'll have to do some technical analysis, and I'll share with the group later on where entry point on EOS could possibly be. Everything's down pretty much. Litecoin's down 2% as well. So the sell-off continues, unfortunately, but that's part of the whole game, guys. Nothing goes up forever, and typically nothing goes down forever either. Just got to make sure you time things as best as you can and take profit. That's the thing. You got to lock in those gains. Doesn't mean you have to leave the entire crypto markets, but at least lock in some of those gains so that you can buy and acquire more coins. That's the whole point, right? As we can see here from the chart today, we're still kind of in a bearish mode right now. If we see a move back above this second scenario trend line I have drawn here, that's when I'll add another 50% of my dry powder back into the market above this trend line here. The longer we wait, the higher it goes though. So if it doesn't react soon in the next day or so, that target is going to move higher and higher. At this current rate, we're talking about probably above 8,200 is when I'll enter more dry powder back into the market. If we close above that for a few hours, I would say 6 to 7 hours, somewhere around there. But until then, I'm personally in a wait and see neutral, if you want to call it neutral position when it comes to entering more dry powder. So let's go ahead and take a look at this first article that really caught my attention. Most blockchain platforms will need replacing in a couple of years, report says. And this is, I think, from Gartner. They're pretty known for their reports and research. It says here, most enterprise blockchains have been mistargeted. They will need replacing in a couple of years. Gartner did a study that found up to 90% of blockchains in use today will need to be replaced in just a couple of years. Gartner says by 2021, 90% of current enterprise blockchain platform implementations will require replacement within 18 months to remain competitive, secure, and avoid obsolescence. The report isn't all doom and gloom though. It also points out that the value blockchains add to regular enterprises will be nearly 200 billion by 2025. Aside from the speculative market for cryptocurrencies generally, this is real money that will be flowing over blockchains. Traditional enterprise and finance are increasingly interested in blockchain. The technology offers numerous advantages when employed correctly. While some believe it can only be useful for securing and transferring money, others have long seen possibilities beyond a simple ledger. Indeed, there's not much in society's functions that it wouldn't help with, but it's often not the best choice. So the article goes on to say here, blockchains require numerous resources no matter how they're secured, and their centralized counterparts are often faster. In some cases, the decentralized blockchain model can deliver faster, but for the most part, speed and efficiency aren't the reason to look at it. Presumably, most of the systems studied by Gartner will still be in place after 2021. So I just wanted to put that in your ear. And what do you guys think about blockchain enterprises needing to be upgraded? I see a lot of people dropping articles on Twitter, crypto Twitter, talking about this company is adopting a blockchain, that company is adopting blockchain. But I think people fail to realize, I don't know what their motive is or what they're trying to, when people do that, what they're trying to convey to the public. Is it that you think that them adopting these enterprise blockchain solutions is going to somehow drive demand to Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies? And even smart contract blockchains like Ethereum, EOS, Tron, or whatever else, to me, there's no direct correlation with enterprise blockchains being adopted by corporations and what we invest in, cryptocurrencies and other public ledgers. I don't see any correlation. There will be no demand. Let's say that whole industry takes off, right? Corporate enterprise blockchains take off. That money's not going to spill over into what we're investing in. So I just tell people to really separate those two. That's a whole nother subset of cryptography, blockchain, that is not going to have any direct impact, or indirect, in my opinion, impact on the coins and stuff that we invest in. So whenever you see those types of articles, don't think that means that Bitcoin is going to go higher or anything like that. There's no correlation, in my opinion. You guys let me know your thoughts on that. The second article out of CCN is about Bitcoin ATMs. Vancouver could ban city's 76 vending machines. Let's take a look at this. I'm curious to know why they're going to be banning them possibly. Despite being the first location in the world to have a Bitcoin ATM, Vancouver's authorities are turning against the vending machines. According to the Star, Bitcoin ATMs are under mayoral assault after a surge in criminal activities being conducted through the devices. Per the publication, Vancouver's Mayor Kennedy Stewart suggesting during a recent council meeting that banning the Bitcoin machines was an option being considered to contain crypto-related fraud and money laundering. Vancouver City Hall employees have now been tasked to conduct research on the matter. A report is expected to be submitted in this year's fourth quarter. So you ban, Bitcoin ATMs, but you don't ban pharmaceutical companies that's creating these opioid epidemics going on. It's just a bunch of bull, guys. I'm telling you, it's a bunch of bull. At the moment, Vancouver boasts of 76 Bitcoin ATMs, the third largest. Toronto leads with 219 crypto ATMs, while Montreal has around 104. The growing hostility to Bitcoin teller machines by Vancouver authorities has not come as a surprise, though. At the beginning of the year, Vancouver City Council betrayed intentions of imposing crippling regulations on crypto ATMs. In a motion passed by the City Council, a bylaw was suggested which would be required that with every crypto ATM transaction, the identity of both the sender and receiver of funds be verified. The bylaw would also require all Bitcoin vending machines to bear signage warning of common frauds. A report by Vancouver police in February may also have contributed to the anti-crypto stance. In the report, the Vancouver police argued that Bitcoin ATMs were highly effective tools for money laundering by organized criminal organizations. The report also noted that cryptocurrency-related crimes had increased by 350% year over year in 2017. This year, the police expect a 300% rise in such crimes compared to last year. And the article finishes up by saying if Vancouver goes ahead to ban Bitcoin ATMs, it would be a blow to the city's legacy as the first place in the world to have crypto teller machines. On October 29, 2013, the world's first Bitcoin vending machine went live in a coffee shop located in downtown Vancouver. Don't be fooled and don't think that we can go the route of AML, KYC so we can appease the governments and then somehow later down the line we're going to be able to squeeze our way back towards non-AML. It's just not going to happen. It's almost the same scenario as once they allow taxes, like we did in 1913 or shortly thereafter, after the Federal Reserve Act. When those taxes came, they promised that they were only temporary, but they're never. It never is. It never is. So don't think that that's going to happen, people. I hope that they don't do this, because if you think about it, most of the crimes related to money laundering and all that is done in cash. And we know that they're trying to slowly ban cash as well. This is the last frontier here, guys. Public decentralized money is the last frontier. And then this is all we have left to control what we want to do. Money is a tool, and it's a way for us to get things done, and a way for us to voice our opinion. And so if they take this away, it's not a good thing. And we have to remember that, people. We have to remember that. Last article is about U.S.-China trade war boosting Bitcoin price to 20,000. And a few things I have to say about this is probably not going to happen. I think we're seeing the Dow rallying over the last couple of days because of, it looks like a deal is going to be made or something of that nature. So they're always going to kick the can down the road and keep this Ponzi scheme going. So I don't think that even if there is a trade war that continues to unravel in some form or fashion, that the world will flee to cryptocurrencies. It's just they don't know enough about it yet. Will at some point that happen? I believe so. But it says Bitcoin price is unlikely to hit the December 2017 highs unless the U.S.-China trade war escalates to new levels, an analyst told Kitco News. According to Daily FX senior currency strategist Christopher Vecchio, Bitcoin has lately been inversely correlated with the Chinese yuan, being an effective method of moving value around the world. Its price appreciated as the yuan weakened. In an environment where the global financial system looks like it is potentially at risk because of the world's two largest economies going at odds, people may be looking for alternative avenues to find ways to circumvent the capital controls being put in place to move their money around, with the Chinese or US government taking stock of it. But per Christopher, it is unlikely for Bitcoin to return to $20,000 record highs. The only exception is the relationship between the US and China worsens, weakening the yuan even further. According to him, this would mean the yuan falling to 7 or lower against the dollar. He says the dollar yuan going past 7 would be kind of the world on fire type of event. Chinese policymakers control their currency rates, so moving it beyond 7 would be seen as effectively an escalation of the trade war to a new realm altogether. Article goes on to say here, Christopher's forecast that there are slim chances of Bitcoin hitting record highs is similar to other predictions by Bitcoin bull Mike Novogratz and blockchain pioneer Vending. Both men don't expect the Bitcoin December highs of 2017 to be touched in the near term. Novogratz has predicted that the price of Bitcoin will consolidate in the range between 7 and 10,000. However, for the long term, Novogratz is still bullish on the cryptocurrency. Lingham, on the other hand, also expects Bitcoin to consolidate around the 10,000 level. He made this prediction late last month. So yeah, I think with this guy, I don't know how long he's been in crypto. Not sure how long, but there is no real correlation yet, long-term correlation with Bitcoin and other traditional markets. It just isn't there yet. It's near zero. Like, you have a scale, right, of as far as correlation. It goes from -1 to +1, right? -1 would mean a complete inverse correlation. So if one asset in traditional markets goes up, Bitcoin does the exact opposite, right? And then if you go all the way to the other side of the scale, where it's a +1 correlation, if one asset in the traditional markets goes up, so would Bitcoin. I think we're near the middle of that scale, where zero really correlation. It may, we may see a small correlation here and there, like we're seeing with the Chinese yuan, but over time, that's what makes this particular asset so attractive, because there is no correlation to traditional markets yet. Will that happen in the future? Possibly. It definitely could be a possible correlation one way or the other. Bitcoin is of its own market. It's a new type of asset class, which is good. We need that, because with central banks distorting assets all around the globe, bonds, equities, there's this like lockstep correlation with all assets. So we need something that's not really of any control by the central banks, other than if they continue to do what they do, Bitcoin will continue to go higher. And that's what I think over time will happen. Bitcoin will go higher, but it's really not going higher. It's just that these fiat currencies are weakening. They're getting weaker and weaker. So you guys let me know, do you think that a trade war would cause Bitcoin to go higher? I don't think so, really. I mean, maybe in the short term, but there's no real correlation yet. If you remember when the Dow was going crazy end of 2018, meaning crazily going lower, Bitcoin was heading lower with it. So there's no real correlation. It's just that it just so happened that we were in the middle of a bear market with Bitcoin, and we had those hiccups in the equities markets because the Federal Reserve was looking to continue to increase rates. And now we see that they're coming back off of that. And so you're going to see the price of equities continue to go higher. But again, you guys let me know your thoughts on that. Also, let me know what you think about Vancouver possibly banning all of those Bitcoin ATMs. Sad, man. You're going to see this. I see this happening in the United States at some point as well, where they at least clamp down on it more, where it's no way you're going to be able to buy Bitcoin just off of the street without being fully KYC. And lastly, let me know your thoughts about blockchain platforms needing to be replaced in a couple of years. And we're talking about more so the enterprise blockchain platforms. That's pretty much it though, ladies and gents. Let me give another shout out to my man Samba Man on YouTube for that song request, Pretenders, Brass and Pockets. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to support this channel. I'm out of here. Holla!